If you're thinking about moving to Dallas and you're looking for a neighborhood where you can walk to restaurants, grab coffee without getting in your car, then Uptown Dallas needs to be on your radar. And we're talking about Uptown and West Village in this video so you can see what life is really like here. We'll cover some things like walkability, housing options and parks, and why so many young professionals and people relocating choose this area when they're moving to Dallas. And if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. We're so happy to have you. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button so that you can be up to date on neighborhoods that are in Dallas. We'll be covering lots of videos just like this one. So let's jump right in. One of the best places to begin exploring Uptown is Klyde Warren Park. Now, technically, this park sits between downtown Dallas and Uptown, but it's the perfect place to understand how everything connects together. On one side, you have downtown Dallas in the Arts District, which is home to museums, theaters, things like that. And on the other side, you have Uptown, which is one of the most walkable neighborhoods in the entire Metroplex, in my opinion. Klyde Warren Park is one of the coolest public spaces that we have in Dallas. If you ask me, I love going there. I love taking my family there. The park was actually built over a freeway connecting two parts of the city that were previously divided. And we also have another video on Klyde Warren Park if you'd like to check that one out also. It has lots of food trucks that are lined up throughout the week, outdoor fitness classes, and movies in the park. You also have live events and one of the newest attractions in Dallas, which is the Nancy Best Fountain. The fountain shoots over 100 feet into the air and is synchronized with music and light shows in the evenings, and it's just a great place to take your family if you all love the outdoors. And the park is constantly full of people enjoying the outdoors, having lunch during work breaks, and meeting new friends. The city also plans to expand the park, adding about 1.7 acres of space over Woodall Rogers Freeway at an estimated cost of around $200 million. And the project is set to start in fall of 2026, and the estimated completion is in 2028. So be on the lookout for that. The additional space will add a new event pavilion, outdoor spaces for the lawn, reception spaces, and an ice skating rink that will be open in the winter. It's set to have a huge economic impact on the area over the next 10 years. And one thing you'll notice about Uptown is that it's designed for people who want to be out and about rather than spending their lives indoors or in traffic. One thing that surprises a lot of people is that Uptown is actually fairly compact. You can cover a large portion of it on foot, scooters, bikes. You know, they're the preferred method of transportation, and that's something that's pretty rare in these parts of Texas. The intersection of McKinney Avenue and Olive Street gives you a great feel of what everyday life looks like here. You'll find things like office buildings, luxury hotels, and some of Dallas's most recognizable dining spots. The Ritz-Carlton is also nearby, and several high-end steakhouses are within walking distance. There are outdoor patios everywhere, and if you're someone who entertains clients or enjoys dining out, you'll never run out of options. And one of the unique things about Uptown is the historic McKinney Avenue Trolley. We also call it the M-Line. The trolley runs throughout the neighborhood and is completely free, but they do encourage you to tip the drivers. But it kind of gives you an area feel for the character and makes it easier for you to get around without a car. The one thing I will tell you about the M-Line is it's not a fast mode of transportation. So if you need to get somewhere in a hurry, don't take the M-Line. There's no telling what time you're gonna get there. Normally, it just depends on how many people are on the trolley and then how many stops it makes. So if you're planning a visit, here's what you do. You park in the parking garage at West Village or along the street, and you can even drive to the top of that parking garage where you can see an uncommon angle of the Dallas skyline that really lights up at night. And then on the street level, next door to Starbucks is one of my favorite boutique scent shops called the Scent Room. And this is a place where you can find niche fragrances, cutting edge perfumes, and you can buy the entire bottle, or you can purchase smaller size decants if you want just to try out some specific notes. The employees there are super knowledgeable about which ones are most popular, so you can ask them for recommendations, but I really do love going to the Scent Room. And next to the Scent Room are several restaurants. There's a gelato ice cream and a movie theater called the Violet Crown. The Violet Crown is best thought of as a boutique upscale movie theater for movie enthusiasts. It's somewhere between a traditional AMC theater and a true art house theater. So somewhere in between there. And if you enjoy that sort of thing, you can catch a movie, or you can wait for the M-Line to come around and take you through Uptown and on to Klyde Warren Park. There's a Starbucks there at West Village on the corner where the M-Line will pick you up. You'll see a circular maroon colored sign that notates the location for the pickup. And it normally takes about 45 minutes to an hour to make the full loop on the M-Line. So if you get on there at the Starbucks, you can ride it for about an hour and it'll make the full loop around the whole neighborhood. If you're ever visiting the area for the first time, just remember McKinney Avenue. Basically, everything branches off from there. West Village is where many people see themselves living when they imagine like urban life in Dallas or downtown living. You know, the area has shopping, restaurants, and entertainment, and it's all really in one district. It has local boutiques, coffee shops, as well as fitness studios, grocery stores, things like that that you can shop in. And people that live here, you know, they basically can walk from their apartment or condo to grab groceries, meet friends for dinner, and be back home without ever really getting behind the wheel. And that's one of the biggest draws of West Village. Owning a car becomes kind of optional rather than necessary, unless you're traveling outside of the city. So some people have sold their cars completely and simply walked, rode the trolley, or used Uber when needed. With regard to the location though, you're right next to Highway 75, which basically cuts Dallas in half from north to south. You can be downtown in like 2 minutes, or you can access North Dallas in about 10 minutes from Uptown if there's no traffic. Housing in West Village ranges from luxury apartments and high-rise living condos and townhomes. The State Thomas is actually one of my favorite areas. The neighborhood gives Uptown a completely different feel. If West Village feels like modern and energetic, then the State Thomas feels historic. It has a concentration of Victorian-inspired homes, brownstone, townhomes, things like that. And the architecture here feels like something that you'd see in Boston or Chicago, and is a little different than what most people expect when they think of Dallas and architecture. This is also where you really start to appreciate the lifestyle that Uptown offers. Coffee shops are around the corner, like we talked about. Restaurants are a short walk away. Neighborhood markets serve local residents. Parks are scattered throughout the community. You really do have a lot that you can partake in, a lot to do. And one of the most popular green spaces nearby is Griggs Park. People use it for walking, jogging, you know, relaxing outdoors, spending time with their dogs. And speaking of dogs, Uptown may be one of the most dog-friendly areas in Dallas. You'll see dog parks, pet-friendly patios, and residents walking their dogs in the neighborhoods every single day. There's also Mutt's Canine Cantina, which is a mix of a restaurant and a dog park, all in kind of one location. You have the Rustic nearby, one of Dallas's most popular spots for live music, food, and events. And the reality is that there's always something happening in Uptown. Now let's talk about who Uptown is best for. If you're looking for large yards, quiet suburban streets, and maximum square footage for your money, then Uptown probably isn't for you. This neighborhood is all about lifestyle. You're paying for the convenience, you're paying for walkability, you're paying for proximity to work, restaurants, entertainment, and then pretty much everything that Dallas has to offer without having to travel too far. And this is especially good and popular for young professionals, you know, executives, remote workers, and people relocating from large cities like New York, Chicago, and LA. One piece of advice though I always give people relocating to Dallas is this: before signing a lease or buying a home, come spend a few days in the neighborhood, book a hotel, walk around, visit restaurants, explore during the day, explore during the night, see how it feels. Every neighborhood has its own personality, and Uptown definitely has one. And I would hate for you to get here and then be surprised once you've already put in an offer on a home. And for some people, it becomes their favorite part of Dallas pretty quickly. If you're considering a move to Dallas and you want help deciding whether Uptown, West Village, White Rock Lake, downtown, Lakewood, or another area is a right fit for you and your lifestyle, be sure to book a strategy call with me and click the link in my bio. Let's jump on a call. I'll walk you through some of the best neighborhoods that fit your lifestyle. My team and I, we help people relocate to Dallas every single week, and we'd be happy to help you figure out which neighborhood feels most like home for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.